Today we're making pizza. This way you don't have to go out and buy some cheap pizza from like Pizza Hut or Domino's, or you don't have to get like a frozen pizza from the grocery store. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this will taste a whole lot better and you'll actually know what goes into it. And you'll impress all of your friends, which is the most important part if you ask me.
I think the most important part of any pizza is the dough.
So you're gonna wanna go online and Google
pizza dough calculator.
I think it's called StadlerMade.com. It's that one. Click on that. And I like going with the Neapolitan style dough. It's one of the more simpler pizza doughs that you could go with. Number of pizzas, 1, unless you want to make more than 1. I think a good amount of dough to start with is about 450 grams. That gives you a pretty decent sized dough ball. So what you're going to want to do then is grab your yeast, and I like using active dry yeast, 3 grams. So once you got your 3 grams, put it into 174 grams of water. Once you got that, measure out your flour, 268 grams. Measure out your salt. I like doing about 7.5 grams. I don't like it being overly salty. Not that it ever is, but I like 7.5 grams. So mix your dry ingredients by hand. You got to do all of this by hand, otherwise you'll insult the Italians. And then once you've confirmed that your yeast is alive, just nice pace. You're not in a rush to get anywhere. And then it's going to be really sticky for like the first 5 minutes. You're going to want to knead the dough. You need to knead the dough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be sticky. It's going to stick to your hand. You're going to want to knead this for about 10 minutes until it becomes a smooth dough ball. And then you're just going to poke it. You can press on it and then it comes right back out. That means you got enough gluten in your dough, or the gluten has already developed well enough. In the same bowl that you were mixing it in, just pour some olive oil. And what the olive oil will do is keep it from developing a skin, and it will also introduce a little bit of oil into the dough, which gives you a more crispy dough. And then you pop it in the fridge for about 24 hours. You come back tomorrow. Make sure you take the dough out of the fridge about an hour before you actually start kneading it. And that's just so you allow the yeast to kind of wake up and allow the dough to become a little more malleable. It's easier to work with the dough. Now we're going to make the tomato sauce. I highly recommend some San Marzano tomatoes. Grab a whole can of tomatoes, plop it in the blender. You're going to want about 3 cloves of garlic. Here's a secret to get the skins off. Just whack them. 2 teaspoons of oregano, salt to taste, but I would start with about, what does that look like, about a tablespoon? Nah, start with half a tablespoon. Pepper to taste, crushed red pepper to taste. And then you're just gonna blend it. You're not gonna cook this one because it's gonna cook in the oven. It's gonna have plenty of time to cook in there. And then once you're ready, just kind of throw it all together. Stretch your pizza dough, just dimple the edges. Use your fingers, make a rim. Don't press on the middle. You want it airy. And then you just grab it and let gravity do its thing. Make sure you have your oven preheating for like at least 15 minutes, maybe longer. And then put it in the tray. Put your pizza sauce down. Get some mozzarella cheese. Throw it in the oven for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, get yourself some fresh basil that you just conveniently have in your backyard, or you could go to Sprouts and buy some. Home Depot has some plants there too. I think you could buy some there. And then just kind of decorate it with that. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil, and there you go. Today we made a Margherita Pizza. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see what I make next.